Welcome back, everybody. I'm John. This is my channel, Elite Gamers United. I'm going to get right into it. Let's go to the shoutouts. Okay, new subscribers. Monique Daniel Solomon, thank you so much. Cyclops Productions. Miguel Richardson, Elite Left Hand. And I want to give a special shout out. Check out Instagram and Twitch. Check out Marty McStreams. He's a fairly new streamer, but he's growing very fast. And his manager on Instagram, John MCC. Thank you guys so much. Once again, Marty McStreams with a Z on Twitch and Instagram. All right. Otherwise, I will hunt you bastards down and I will kill you. So check him out. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't hurt a fly. Okay, so Prince of Persia, The Warrior Within, quite possibly the only sequel to ever be hated because of its soundtrack. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this. First off, hang on, I gotta adjust this damn camera. Okay, all right. Okay, first off, the story follows right up after the Sands of Time. A little bit of time has passed. But the prince is basically running from the darkness, and he's being hunted down, and he's also taking his personal fight to, the enemies, etc., etc. Okay. We play the Prince of Persia games for the gameplay and the puzzles. Alright, and I'll tell you, the story, this one, it has a pretty cool story. It's got some pretty memorable characters. Quite possibly one of the meanest bitches you'll ever fight. I think her name is Kalina. I'm not sure. Anyway. So, let's start with the visuals. Again, this is an original Xbox game. It was on PS2 and I think the GameCube as well. I'll tell you, it was divisive visually because it went with a much darker, more sinister, and harder edge tone than Sands of Time did. But I also think it's relative to how the story got much darker in this entry. The characters, the prince, the enemies, they all look very nice. The world is very well realized. It's I'll get to it later, but it is open world this time. It's got some really, really good usage of browns and grays and yellows in its color scheme. It's got some wonderful vistas, some really beautiful views. You can look around in first person. You can pull out to a landscape view. Does it hold up visually? Okay. It was a great looking game back then, and it didn't really have that soft, bloomy tone, like, what was called bloom lighting, as they called it back in those days. It went a little softer relative to Sands of Time, but it was improved visually in every way over Sands of Time. Regardless of the style, it's got great level design. It's got really good looking characters. The texture work, unfortunately, does not hold up. You'll look at it now. I mean, even though I'm playing it on a 4K, with, through my capture card, no special upscaling, cards, none of that shit. Even playing it on a regular CR television, it still has the textures are muddy compared to games today, of course, but it's still a good-looking game. It was a very good-looking game in its day. Does it hold up in the eye of the beholder? Yes, in some areas. No, in others. But, again, Prince of Persia, I think it's a series that has largely been mistreated lately, but that's for another day. Okay, the sound. This is where people don't say, people will say, oh yeah, it's a great game, but I fucking despise it, I hate it, it's terrible. The soundtrack, it has, I forgot some of the bands, but it's, I don't know if it was, oh my god, Slipknot or Kid Rock's new songs in the intro, but this game still has the Persian style music and themes. But Ubisoft had to add hard metal and hard rock into every area they could in this game to go with the darker tone. Did Prince of Persia, Warrior Within, did it need metal and hard rock soundtrack? No, it didn't. I think it was a dice roll. I think Ubisoft really rolled the dice, going with the tone, total opposite of Sands of Time, and taking the music into a far different direction. Again, it does have the Persian-inspired tunes in the game. The voice acting is actually pretty good. I cannot complain there. The sound effects, the weapon clangs, the specials, when you use the powers, the time powers, which I didn't get far enough in my gameplay recording to show those. I wanted you to see the platformingness and the combat. But this game got hated because of the soundtrack. I really disagree. I don't think the game needed to put metal and rock and hard rock bands in the for the intro and for the tracks of the game. I do love the darker tone. I love the more violent tone. Otherwise, this game gets hatred it is not deserving of. I'm sorry, this game does not deserve the hate that it gets because of the music. Does it seem a little commercialized? Yes, it does. But you know what? Fuck you. Again, otherwise, the Persian-style music in it, the sound effects, the voice acting is all well and dandy. But the metal and the hard rock and the need to have the singing, the songs in the intro like that, okay, that's a take it or leave it. But the sound alone earned this game so much hatred, and believe me, it is far from a bad game. It takes everything Sands of Time did gameplay-wise and just makes it even better. But we're getting there right now. Okay, controls and the gameplay. The combat has always, and the platforming has always been a highlight of the Sands of Time trilogy, or quadrilogy if you include the Forgotten Sands. The combat got more visceral, it got deeper, the game added breakable weapons, you can pick up weapons that enemies drop, you can go single wield, dual wield, there's plenty of weapons for you to find and use. The platforming, it took everything Sands of Time did and added more, did it better. I mean, I still love, I think Sands of Time had the cloth, sliding down the cloth, but this game implemented even smoother animations, and the animations are gorgeous. Combat and just the running, the free running, the game's animation is beautiful. But this game really has some pretty good puzzles. It is open world. Okay, Sands of Time was more of a linear with a couple of different paths here and there. This game is an open world. You got to make progress. You have the map. That's another thing I think people would take or leave for this sequel. But again, the combat is tight, it's top notch, there's tons of combos. You'll be implementing the magic from the sands. You'll be implementing choosing between single wielding, dual wielding, certain weapons working better on certain enemies. You'll be using the environment to your advantage. The power of turning back time, slowing time down, it's all there. Most of you who played this game, you already know, or played the Sands of Time, you already know this trilogy / quadrilogy reinvented the series, and basically, well, this is not a history of. I don't want to go off on a tangent. I will say though, the gameplay is wonderful. The open world, you will be getting lost in this game. On normal difficulty, which I recorded the gameplay on, I forgot how difficult the enemies were and how fierce they were, even on the normal setting. I played it on hard back in the day, and it was brutal, but even normal was still brutal. The Xbox version also had some extras in it. It had it had the time attack and the arena survival mode, which I'm not gonna lie, I never played. I don't like time attacks, and I can care less for arena survival in a game that's structured around platforming, open world traversal, and beautiful combat and time manipulation. I like how water restores your health and water fountains are your save point. I think the darker edge of the Prince and the much more blood-infused, visceral, violent story. And this game is just full of death and misery in every corner. And by the time the game ends, and you play the next one, and you see what happens, I think you'll all agree with me. Is it a fun game? Yes, it absolutely is. It is not an expensive game. I think this trilogy / quadrilogy, Sands of Time, Warrior Within, Two Thrones, and the Forgotten Sands, I recommend these to every gamer. Forget if you like Prince of Persia, forget if you like Ubisoft or not, because this is when Ubisoft was actually cared about their franchises and didn't leave Sam Fisher hanging out in the fucking corner or put him in a nursing home. Alright, this is before Ubisoft, before they got too big and too greedy. But I think every gamer deserves to check out these 4 Prince of Persia installments, and even go with that side Prince of Persia from the 360, which I think was still great. I'm going to do that another day. I think this game, it just gets so much undeserved hatred. It was a wonderful series, this quadrilogy. This is the Black Sheep installment, and it is darker than the one before it, and the Sands of Time, and it is still the darkest of the 4 entries. I think I think Ubisoft was really testing the water to see if people liked seeing the Prince go down this darker, bloodier, gorier, more violent, hard rock metal edged path. I think it worked, and it didn't work in certain areas, which is why the sequel to Two Thrones pulled it back a little, and they did away with the hard rock. Again, forget the sound, just play the game. Enjoy the world, enjoy the story, enjoy the combat, enjoy the platforming. It's just, again, these games were heralded in their time. I'm surprised we have not gotten an HD remake or a remaster, although Sands of Time HD remake, remaster, whatever the hell they're doing, should be available any day now. I think it's coming soon or early next year. I don't remember the date. But, again, you know what? Form your own opinions. Don't follow the sheep. All right? Ignore the reviewers. Listen to real people. I'm not getting paid to do this. I do this for fun. I do this because I love it, and I love the interaction with you guys, and I just love knowing that I'm giving advice somewhat to somebody who may or may not want to play these games, but needs to hear a real interpretation. That's all I'm going to say. The game gets undeserved hatred. It is a wonderful game. It is a divisive installment. Ubisoft, please do the whole trilogy, and then do the Forgotten Sands. Please do the whole quadrilogy. That's all I'm going to say. I despised people who hated on this game just because of the music without playing it. There were tons of people back in the day that I know that never played it. They're like, oh, this it's got that hard. They didn't need to add the metal and the hard rock. You know what? Fuck you, pal. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. Everybody, you have a wonderful night. I'm John, this is Elite Gamers United. And again, for the rest of the month, till the end of the year, all these games are games I had gotten at or around Christmas time, Thanksgiving, etc., etc. So those are the games I'll be covering. Everybody, have a good night, and I'll see you soon.